Hey there, friends. It's Angela, the Inquisitive Farm Wife, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. We are going to be working on some of my family's favorite side dishes. It's November, and it's time for us to be thinking about Thanksgiving dinner. Today, I am participating in a Thanksgiving collaboration where Valerie Hargett, and if you don't know who that is, down below, I will have a link to her channel because you're definitely going to want to check her out. And she's going to have a playlist because there's a bunch of us creators that are going to be putting out all sorts of Thanksgiving dinner related videos. So you're not going to want to miss this. It's a one-day drop, today only, so you don't have to follow along for a whole month or anything. You just go to the playlist and they're all going to be there today. I thought that today would be absolutely perfect to show you some side dishes that are cold and be watching for future videos. I plan to make some warm ones later too. We'll start out with the cottage cheese and JellO salad. I will tell you the measurements as we go along, but don't worry. At the very end of this video, I will take a picture of the cookbook because this is from an old church cookbook. And so I don't have a link to share with you, but I can show you a picture and share with you later. So don't worry about writing it all down, but I will go ahead and post that at the very end. You guys, this couldn't be more simple. First, you want to drain an 8-ounce pineapple. Well, I didn't have an 8-ounce pineapple, but what I did have was some home canned zucchini pineapple. And I thought, why not go ahead and give this a try? But if you're doing this for the first time, I would suggest going with the regular crushed pineapple. And then I also have some mandarin oranges that I had canned. These are my kids' favorite. Oops. And we're going to set these aside and let those drain really well. You guys, this comes together so quickly. It is so easy. They require 12 ounces of cottage cheese. Wait a second. You need 16 ounces of cottage cheese. This is a 24-ounce tub that we've snacked on. So this is going to be perfect. And then to this cottage cheese, you will add JellO. They suggested using 1 apricot and 1 orange. Well, I haven't seen apricot JellO. Well, I don't know if I ever have, to be honest. And I don't have any orange today, but I had 2 raspberries that I had gotten on a really good deal. You know, if you've been around my channel very long, you might have caught on that when I catch a sale, I stock up. So when I saw these, they were like 25 cents, I think, maybe. There's a local grocer where they will have a cart full of stuff, and it's still in expiration if they're not expired or anything. And they'll mark things down, like if they accidentally order too much or something, they'll mark it down to $0.25. So I'll get a lot of things for $0.25. And so all you do is you just get your full sugar JellO and you add it to your cottage cheese. And then you're just going to make sure this is mixed really, really well. This is the part where you can get super creative. So you can use any flavor of JellO that you want, and you can use any fruit you want. You could use fruit cocktail. You could use cherries. You could anything you want. Any fruit or any JellO combination is fine. And then today I went ahead and got the extra creamy whipped topping. We need the entire tub of this, and I just want to fold this in, so there will be no more heavy whipping at this point. And if you've never folded before, you dip down and through, and down and through. And you just kind of do that because you do not want to lose that air that's in that whipped topping. Down and through. Okay, now that that is pretty well mixed through, we're going to go ahead and add this drained fruit in. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to fold it in. Now, the color of this mock pineapple isn't quite as pretty as your regular pineapple will be, but that's okay. We're going to kind of cover it up with this pink fluff, this salad, and I just want to clean up the sides a little bit. smear it out. I'm gonna spread this nice and even. I'm gonna clean up the sides because we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna serve this right in this bowl. Wipe it down good because we're gonna add cling wrap to this and we want it to be able to stick. Actually, I just remembered when I dug in the drawer, I've got some of these disposable bowl covers. And I'm gonna stick this on there, but I'm gonna tell you a little trick. You wanna get all the air out, and you're gonna wanna push down on your JellO so that it doesn't form any sort of crust. Did you notice that I left a little on the spatula? I mean, we can't have these things without a taste test, can we? Really, really, really like the raspberry. And something fun you can also do is add marshmallows. It will kind of help absorb any of the juices if you don't get them drained really well. So that's a good way to do that. So have you ever made a cottage cheese JellO salad before? What flavor combinations did you use? So once you have your salad wrapped, make sure you put it in the fridge and let it chill before serving. Leave it in the bowl, or something really fun is to put it in individual servings. Cover it with some whipped topping and top with a cherry. An old-fashioned side salad that can also be used as a dessert. So this next side is a cold lettuce salad. It's a layer salad. It's one that my grandma would always bring to many of our gatherings. It's the grandma on the other side, and we had it as a side when all of us would get together. But my family, my little family of my own, many times we will actually turn it into a meal. It is that good. So let's get started. First thing we'll do is we're gonna start with the lettuce. And we all know how to clean and chop lettuce for the most part. But I wanted to show you a trick that I learned when I worked in a restaurant years ago. I was a busser and a waitress, and I loved to get to spend time in the kitchen with the cooks when they would, you know, need extra help. And this was the coolest trick ever. Here's my lettuce, the head of lettuce. You take the core and you slam it down. And then that core will just pop right out. Isn't that the coolest thing? I'm gonna go ahead and peel off any rusty looking parts. Probably this outer layer there. And then I'm just gonna grab a big old knife, if I can find where I put it here. And I'm just gonna chop this up. We're gonna use the entire head of lettuce. And actually I have a little bit of lettuce left over from the other day, and we're gonna add it to it too. But I wanna kind of cut these into nice bite-sized pieces. And I'm gonna throw this into my salad spinner, and then I'll take it over to the sink and I'll wash that up, and then I'll meet you guys back here and we're gonna start assembling our salad. Another little juicy tidbit for you: if you tear your lettuce rather than cut it, it will actually last longer if you're putting it in the fridge. But we'll be putting a sauce on this, and it'll need to be used within a couple days, so it's easier just to go ahead and cut it. But if you're just wanting to meal prep, tear that lettuce. Now, normally you would want to put this in a 9x13 pan. However, my family is split on liking pork bacon and turkey bacon. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna make 2 pans. And you'll start with your lettuce. Probably needed a little bit bigger of a pan, but that's okay. We're gonna make this work. It'll be just fine. We needed a total of a cup of celery. You guys, I added a little extra celery because the next ingredient I was running a little low on. So I was a little more generous with, I wanted the crunch of the celery. My peppers did not do well, and we've had a deep freeze, so I only had one small pepper available. The next thing we need is some hard-boiled eggs. We need 4 eggs, and we're just gonna slice them and kind of put them on here so they get, so everybody can kind of get a bite, but it just looks so pretty to have those sliced eggs on here like this. I try to mix it up so that, you know, the parts with yolks get dispersed a little bit. Now my family would probably prefer if I would have done 6 eggs instead of 4. And I'll tell you what, sometimes I do. Especially if we're going to turn this into a meal rather than a side. Because we have farm fresh eggs. And I'm not showing the whole process this time of how to do all the things exactly, step by step. I'm just kind of showing you how to put it together. Because many times you guys know how to, you know, chop things. And you've seen me do it before. And, you know, if you don't know how to boil a hard-boiled egg and you need a trick on how to do it better, I have a video. I'll put an iCard somewhere for you and share that with you. The next thing, oh, we love these, frozen peas. And we're just gonna put the whole bag on here. The frozen peas are best. I mean, you can use the canned kind, but trust me, the frozen peas are the way to go. Because when they kind of thaw out a little bit in the refrigerator, when we let this set, oh, they just kind of pop in your mouth when you take a bite. That up. And you're going to layer it just like this. And just like the other recipe, I will put a picture at the bottom. But this is a 10-ounce bag of frozen peas. Well, it's supposed to be a 10-ounce. Let's see. I actually used a 16-ounce. That's why there was so many. I got the wrong size. But you know what? More peas, please. I think we'll be okay with this. After the peas, we're going to add the few meager little green peppers that I have. So that's another reason that it would be good to have extra peas too. And then it calls for an entire onion. But guys, I really like using green onion versus just a white onion. So we're going to sprinkle that on next. And just kind of try to do it as even as you can. And I like using the white and the green tops both. Just when you think there can't be any more, we're going to add that bacon. Remember I talked about that? Now I believe you're supposed to have 8 pieces. So yeah, I didn't really count when I put it in the pan. And we like a really crispy bacon. So these are pretty crispy. See, like this part here, my husband won't like that, so I'll have to leave that off. He wants it nice and crunchy and crispy. If it has any chew to it, he's not interested. But I tell you what, my little puppers, they will gladly take that. I'm gonna have to really squish it down because we have one more layer, a very important layer. We're going to make a dressing. It says in the recipe, though, this is another old one. It says 2 cups of dressing. So that means mayonnaise, Miracle Whip, your choice. And then you need 2 teaspoons of sugar. And you're going to mix that really well. You want to make sure that that sugar gets dissolved in this mayonnaise. Now, you can use whatever brand you want. We're not going to fight over which is better because those of you who are extra are already making your own at home. I haven't done that yet, but it's on my food bucket list. Bring those back together. And I'm just going to kind of start dolloping this on here. And we want to get every last bit of this on here. Because we're going to spread this all over the top. And it's going to kind of make a little barrier for us so that it'll keep our veg all nice and fresh. So here we go, kind of like spreading a cake. You got to be careful, you know that crumb coat, how all the stuff will kind of come back if you're not careful. So you just got to kind of go slow with it. Spread it to the edges. As you want everybody to get a little bit. Plus, like I said, this is going to keep your lettuce from going brown. And I lied. I told you all that this was the last layer. How can I forget? How can I forget? You're going to want cheese. Cheddar cheese. I'm using a sharp cheddar. Now, it calls for 4 ounces. We may use a little more than that. We'll see. I am not stingy when it comes to cheese. We are cheese fanatics here. And there it is, guys. My layer lettuce salad. I'm going to grab some press and seal. And we're going to put over the top of this. And you're going to want to let this set in the refrigerator probably 8 to 12 hours. I mean, it's a good dish to make the night before. I'll admit, I have taken this and served it immediately. In the refrigerator this goes. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Your support to my channel means the world to me. And if you enjoy my content, please share it out on all your social media. Give me that big thumbs up and leave a comment. I want to hear what you think about the recipes that I made today. Are they ones that are familiar to you? They're oldies but goodies. My poor beloved cookbook is missing pages. It's torn, it's tattered. It is well loved. I have been cooking for many years. I've enjoyed it. And my mama actually was the artist and drew all the pictures. I wish I had the cover of the church and all the things that I could share with you. But what I will do is I will take a screenshot of the pictures of the recipes that we use today, and I'll put them at the very, very end of this video for you to have and try for yourself. Thanks again to Valerie, and I hope that you all go check her out and everyone else involved in the collaboration. You guys have a great day. Bye till next time.